Welcome back to the QORcast podcast, the best podcast in the world.
Debatable.
And today, arguably,
Best podcast. What are you talking about?
exactly. And today we have a very, very special guest, Bahru, number one FGC player in the world.
That's the goal. That's exactly the goal. Yep.
He's up there.
I'm happy to be here.
Up there. How are you, Bahru? How you been?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited, but I'm happy. I'm wearing my jersey. Beautiful. I got Crystal logo. Wait, there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I'm happy to be here and not shirtless, so I don't have to disturb you guys.
Nah, that's cool. We've done a little bit other disturbing things on here. So remember that time I ate what was it? The insulation.
The glass insulation.
The fiberglass insulation.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm pretty sure you'd be dead, Danny.
Maybe.
I don't.
Nah, you just build different.
You gotta find the clip and you'll see me do it live. But we got some fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm prepared.
I mean, you guys can explain to it. I mean, as we were talking about before, the Fatal Fury beta, is it? Or like alpha? What is it?
Open beta. Yeah.
Open beta. So it's out now. It's like you guys said it was the first game in like 20 years, was it?
Yeah, the last Fatal Fury game came out like 26 years ago or something like that.
It's crazy how they never came out with a new one. Just decided to just keep updating that
because they just like the Fatal Fury characters appear in like every other fucking fighting game franchise. Like they actually
Street Fighter.
Yeah, like they're everywhere. Like they're all over King of Fighters. They're in Street Fighter. Geese was in Tekken 7. Like they're everywhere.
Who owns them? Is it Capcom?
Like SNK.
SNK, okay.
Which I have a lot of funny things to tell you guys about that, actually, if we talk more about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Go ahead.
SNK is literally, well, I think most of it partially owned by a Saudi Arabian prince. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but last week or a couple months ago, they put a trailer for Cristiano Ronaldo. And I was thinking, I'm like, why would you bring like a football player, soccer player for the Americans here, to a fighting game? And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, right, Ronaldo is playing for a Saudi Arabian soccer team. So I'm pretty sure the prince was like, you know what? Let's put a soccer player. Yeah, let's get him in here. Let's get him and put him in Fatal Fury. And honestly, you know what? I thought it was a smart idea. I honestly, if I had the money to do so, I would do it. You know, a lot of people know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, so
how do you think he's gonna play?
Kicking like a zoner, like kicking a football at the face.
It's gonna be a football that's gonna be zoning.
Yeah, he's gonna be like grabbing like a football and you just kick the ball at their enemy, and I think it would be really hilarious. I think that would be my new main if Fatal Fury does become a game I enjoy playing.
Like,
well, yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly for it because the thing with fighting games is you gotta do shit like that to like get people to play. Because the people who already like the fighting games are just gonna play it anyways because like Fatal Fury is a classic franchise and stuff like that. Yeah. But like most people, even if you're into fighting games, probably don't know shit about Fatal Fury. Like honestly, I've never played it before because that's like before my time. And so I thought it was interesting when it was coming out, but yeah, if someone hears, oh, Ronaldo's in a fucking fighting game and he kicks a soccer ball at people, like that'll get some people interested.
I know who's definitely going to be interested, a famous YouTuber. You guys know IShowSpeed, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You already know he's definitely going to be playing that game. He loves Ronaldo.
Dude, we need people like that playing fighting games. Like when Lily Pichu started playing like Tekken, and now she's playing a lot of Street Fighter, I believe.
And Under Night. Yeah. She actually put a video for Under Night combo. Like she was like learning it in combo trials, and she uploaded a video, and it looked really like she's doing really good. I think she's willing to try it. Yeah, she's hitting the lab. Before like, you know, she's gonna be top 8.
We definitely need more people like that playing fighting games to like get more people in, because like fighting games are cool and like Evo's cool, and you'd think like, oh, everybody likes fighting games because like Evo is such a big thing. But like if you look at the monthly like Steam users on a lot of games and stuff, like Tekken, it's like 8,000 daily.
Yeah.
When you would think that, I mean, that's just Steam, so it's definitely a little bit more on like the other platforms, but like just in general, like you're not seeing fighting games with like 50,000 daily players or and stuff. So I feel like we need more
early
people
on
like
though had like high count. Like for fighting game, it was like a 12K, like a daily gear early on though.
Yeah.
Like it had a lot of player count early on, but I guess yeah, it's like lowered down a little bit. But with the Fatal Fury series, do you think it's gonna like replace like Mortal Kombat as another like a
I hope
classic?
so. I want Mortal Kombat the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think
could
it's
give
gonna
you
be
guys-
like a staple in like Evo and like actual like big FGC tournaments?
So, my opinion, it's probably gonna be very questionable, but I honestly think it will. Big as Mortal Kombat was, everyone knows what Mortal Kombat is. You can ask your dad, your parents; they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know what Mortal Kombat is." Unfortunately, just the competitive scene for it, it's not as big compared to other fighting games. And Fatal Fury is like, yes, it's existed 26 years ago, but the characters, everyone knows the characters in Fatal Fury. So the fact is that they made another Fatal Fury game, it's going to get everyone's attention. And from what I've seen so far and from what it looks really good. And I think everyone, from like opinions I've heard from people so far, they are enjoying it. And the fact that they're going to have Street Fighter characters, they already confirmed Street Fighter characters being in the Season 1 DLC, I think it's just going to keep the game like growing as it progresses.
Fatal Fury characters are in Street Fighter.
Honestly,
Fatal Fury.
honestly,
I know.
So Bahru, I've only played the like tutorial, like just all the
Right.
system mechanics and stuff, but I'm playing it and I'm like, yo, this shit like feels exactly like Street Fighter. Like straight
It
up,
does.
I'm like, it's literally Street Fighter with less buttons. Like
Right.
there's just there's no medium. It's just light or heavy.
And you don't have to worry about the hops, like King of Fighters.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
too much. So I like it.
I think it'll be very interesting when the Street Fighter characters come in because like I said to Ennis, I'm like, Terry is the same as he is in fucking Street Fighter 6. Like the exact same.
Yeah.
So like when they bring, like, I know they said Chun-Li, Ken, there were like two other Street Fighter characters, right? I wonder if they're just gonna have the exact same movesets as their Street Fighter, like exact
Mr. Big, too.
counterparts.
Yeah.
So that like
Mr. Big.
people can just like hop right in, which I think would be
I
pretty
know.
goofy.
Because
I honestly think. Oh, so sorry. You can continue.
no,
Ennis.
you go. You're good.
I was just gonna say, to be honest, I actually have very mixed opinions about it because if you already know the character from like one fighting game, and you transfer that exact same skill to Fatal Fury, I feel like it's unfair for new players that are learning Fatal Fury. But that's just me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool though that they do bring characters from like Street Fighter to this game as well. I think that's really awesome. But I think it's also, if they have the same skill gap as like Street Fighter, it's just gonna be very unfair advantage like to the new players that are entering. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure everyone has a different one.
But
For
what
that.
differentiates Fatal Fury from like a game like Street Fighter? Like I know you said less buttons, but what else is there like the unique aspect of it? Because I know every fighting game has their own little quirk. But what does Fatal Fury have that's its own little quirk with this one at least?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question. Honestly, I just think, believe it or not, I honestly look at it as the same. It's just different graphics and different characters. I think
Yeah.
that's like the only different aspect when it comes to that.
Like every single fighting game like of this type kind of just has like the generic things like super meter, cross ups,
Yeah.
overhead low blocking, stuff like that, and that's it. The thing with Fatal Fury is it has like the dodge thing, which I guess it's kind of like the same as a parry, like if you use so that seems like it's kind of cool, but other than that, for the most part, it's kind of just like standard. I can see us getting a lot of hate for saying that, but that's just what it seems like from playing the entire tutorial. I'm like, everything's familiar. They don't really add anything that's like crazy new.
The music is good. The music is
Yeah,
good.
the
I like the
music was
music
pretty good.
actually. Yeah. I honestly like it though. Like I'd rather play, like, this is just me. I'd rather play Fatal Fury than Street Fighter. Street Fighter, I don't know why, I really couldn't get into it. But I played a little bit of Fatal Fury this morning, and I gotta say it was pretty fun. And I want to like play with friends, honestly.
Yeah, after
And-
this, we gotta throw hands.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you that. I was like, you want to play some Fatal Fury after,
Yeah, wait,
But
we'll run it.
yeah. So I'm excited. If I like this game, I'm definitely gonna be entering it for Evo. I'm pretty excited.
But do you think that's like their point is because the game just came out in beta, and then what? Evo is in 4 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 months, give or take. Yeah. So do you
August
think like in
1st,
5 months? Do you think in 5 months the game being fully released and then for it to sit down and like really marinate? Do you think the game will actually be like Evo worthy? Because I know that they did with multiverses. You know, they put in
Yeah.
Evo for Doovie 2, and now look at that game. But that's a very rare occurrence. But it's just like more in a sense, it's like why put it in Evo right away, like when a game is not really out yet?
It really depends on how the whole online community does with it. It depends, like, it really depends on how locals use it and how online tournaments use it. Because for Multiverses, the difference was Multiverses wasn't like a top 8 game. It wasn't a main stage game. Fatal Fury is going to be a main stage game. And I think that's going to grab a lot of people's attention when they watch the live stream. And obviously, you know, there's TNS, there's Paragon, all these other online tournaments that are probably going to be hosting this. And I obviously can't predict the future, but if that goes well, if the Evo live stream goes well and people are like hyped up for the Fatal Fury games, I definitely think this game will definitely be around for a very long time. It, like I said though, it really depends on what they do with the game, how locals and online tournaments and what they do with it really.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Street Fighter. I think a lot of Street Fighter players are going to be playing it. Honestly, I feel like a lot of them are going to be playing both Street Fighter and Fatal Fury. So it's going to keep the scene alive. I think it's going to help with it.
It's not like Tekken where you have to only play Tekken and if you're a Tekken main, like you only play Tekken. You can't go and like, oh, you know, I'm gonna go play Guilty Gear as like a second gear. Like, no. Like Tekken requires
if you
all
don't
your
have
attention.
like 5,000 hours in Tekken, like
You'd be surprised though. There is some really good Tekken players that do play those games as well. But obviously, like you guys say, if you're a Tekken player, you're a Tekken player. That's gonna always be like your main priority. Tekken will always be there.
I mean, apparently Arslan Ash is really good at Smash or something, right? Was it Smash or what was the game that he played that he was smoking everybody at?
Oh, Fatal Fury actually.
It was
Evo
Fatal
Awards.
Fury. Okay.
Evo Awards. I was watching it and I'm like, you know, he's a Tekken player, but I also learned that he did play a lot of KOF as well. That's why the name. That's where the name Arslan Ash comes from. Actually, literally from King of Fighters. And but the thing is, it's still a very different game than King of Fighters. Like I'm not gonna lie, I tried it. It felt very different. And I was just surprised because he even beat a really like strong King of Fighters player in the Evo Awards, and I was like, okay, Arslan Ash is just crazy. Like he's just talented.
Him, I guess.
He's just
he's literally him.
He's just like Sonic, where Sonic just picks up a game, gets good at it, dominates everyone, and just leaves.
QXKO when that came out, Sonic Fox and Leffen were putting in work. So was Super Noon.
Again, I mean,
really good.
That's even like crazier also because if you look at 2XKO was announced before King of Fighters was. And like the beta came out and everything, but way before even King of Fighters was even announced, and that's already getting an Evo. Fatal Fury, and that's before. And now, even then, we have no official full release day of 2XKO. It's not announced in Evo, but Fatal Fury is. So, I mean, there's definitely gonna be like a playtest kind of thing going over there. But do you think like they should start speeding up the process, or they'd be like, no, we'll just wait for the next Evo?
I don't know if you guys saw it, but an update came out today for 2XKL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They said that they're gonna be changing like a lot of the fundamentals in it, and including one of the fuses. I don't know if you guys remember the pulse fuse in 2XKL.
Yeah.
So with the easy one.
Yeah, they're changing the pulse to sidekick, which is like they did it because, you know, let's say you play with a friend and you don't really want to use that fuse because you understand the game mechanic already, and your friend is new, but they want to use it. So they're basically using that so your friend can use that, and then you can use like your own. You can use your own moves rather than using the
like
pulse.
One
It's really interesting.
Only applies to like the one person.
Yeah, so they're changing it so like people have more options and stuff, which is really cool. But they also confirmed that they're making another alpha lab, which should be next month, but it's gonna be smaller than the one than last time, which I don't really get why.
Last one was like a week, it felt like though.
Yeah, and they're making this smaller supposedly, and it broke my heart. I don't know what the plan is. I actually it really did break a lot of my hope. Reading that, as sad as it is, but at the same time, I'm also going to give them the benefit of doubt because they want to make a perfect game. You know, you don't want to release this and people are complaining about it and the game dies, right? But I'm still going to give them the benefit, like that. I do believe they'll release this game this year, but they really need to give us more information. Like I feel like it's been really dry. and it's been really like rough. Because I'm like every day I'm expecting just a little bit of news on the game. What's the new characters? When's the game actually coming out? Like if you just give me a release date, I will like be happy. That's all I want.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
of
Or
the
at least
game.
like a general release time. Like if they say like fall 2025, then it's like okay,
Right. I get it.
something's on the
October.
timeline.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually know that the game it will be at Evo. I definitely think it'll be at Evo. I think it'll be a combo breaker too. I think it's gonna be at all the majors, but it's not gonna be like a main game. It's gonna be like one of those cabinets game. You go up there, try it out, give your opinion of the game. And
I mean, it happened
that's
last
that.
year, no? It happened last year. There was like a
Yes.
little booth for it.
Right. It was really fun. I went I think with
Yeah, you
Nadine
smoked Nadine,
and
Beige,
Angie.
and Angie.
It was fun. It was really fun just playing it. I actually went like 10 times.
Oh, really?
Just 10 times. I was enjoying myself playing it.
So do you see yourself maining that and Fatal Fury when they both come out officially? Like, do you think like not drop fully Guilty Gear? Maybe like Guilty Gear might have a resurgence again. But do you see yourself for the time being that okay, I think Gear doesn't really seem like a place where I can exceed at or like I can grow at. I'll go to Fatal Fury or 2XKO.
That's a really hard question because Fatal Fury open beta just came out. I didn't really have the chance to try it because of work. So I'm actually gonna be trying it right after this podcast with Danny, and
Yeah.
I think I'll be able to have like a proper opinion.
Flailing around.
But to be honest though, if I'm gonna be real, Guilty Gear will always have a place. Just playing it, I'm really good at Guilty Gear. I like Guilty Gear.
Mm-hmm.
However, once 2XKO comes out, I do want to make my main priority on that game. I just feel like it has more potential, and it's just gonna be a bigger game. And I enjoyed playing the Alpha Lab. I actually really like the game, so. Especially League of Legends characters. There's like so many cool characters I could see just being implemented in the game, and it's just going to be very hype. And Guilty Gear will always be there. It will always be a game I'll play. But once 2XKO is out, I do want to make that my main focus. I do want to be really good at that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because that game, because it's a Riot game, kind of like has guaranteed long-term support.
Right.
Like, there's no way that they just like stop rolling out the content and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
if they drop this game, like it'll probably be around for the next like at least like 5 to 7 years at Evo, and that's assuming that like they keep rolling it. Like if they have a production schedule similar to like that of League, where they release a couple new people every year and stuff, and they have events, like I could see it lasting forever. Just because it's a Riot game, it'll be free to play. So.
Now the issue is that you know how like of course Valor and League are different genre of games, but they have their own franchising thing, and that kind of hinders this proceed. Do you think Riot will be like, yeah, and anybody can just host a tournament? It could be a major, all that stuff, or do you think they'll be like, you have to get our approval, and then but we'll have our own like actual like own like major, we'll have your own like thing, and then we'll have Evo of course. But do you like? That's my biggest concern when it comes to Riot, is because for some reason they're very hands-on when it comes to like their esports like and their ecosystem, unlike Valve, which is like the complete opposite. It's like, oh, we'll host a major, but everything else you guys can do whatever the fuck you want with it. But Riot, it's like no. The main ones is us. You hold it, and then if you want to hold it, you have to like hold it between these two and all that. So that's also like a big concern when it comes to XKO, and we got to see how they do. I know fighting games is a lot different than compared to that, but we got to see on that one because the Nintendo situation. You have to get permission, and then they completely removed it from Evo, which kind of killed the scene. If no Evo means like you kind of killed the scene in a way.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. A lot of Smash players do want Smash Bros to be back at Evo, but I just don't see it happening. Since now it's like I believe Evo's owned by Sony, so I can't really see.
Is it really owned by Sony?
Yeah, I mean,
at least partially.
Partially. But I do have an answer to your question for Riot Games and 2XKO. From videos I've seen and interviews with Tom and I believe his twin brother, they did say that they want 2XKO to keep being like owned by the FGC. They want like people to just host the tournaments. Like if there's locals for it, there's locals for it. There's tournaments like Combo Breaker and all these other majors hosting it. They'll let them host it. They want the FGC to just thrive off that. But they did also say that they do want to implement, like if they need to, they want to help like obviously make tournaments too, kind of like how VCT exists and all those other Riot games like League of Legends and all of that. I also do notice team. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say exposing, but I did see an article that says Team Liquid and a couple other esports team are actually interested in 2XKO to see what it becomes. So there's actually like a really big chance a lot of these esports teams that you see in like the VCT and League of Legends that they will actually invest in 2XKO and probably get their own players for that as well. So there's a lot of exciting things for it, like positive, good things that I can see happening for it. But thankfully, at least it's confirmed that they want the FGC to do whatever they want with the game. They're not gonna like stop you from hosting it or anything like that. If you want to host a local or tournament, you don't need permission.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably handle it the same way that like Street Fighter and Tekken do, where they have their own like pro circuit, but then like all the majors and stuff still happen at like Combo Breaker, Evo, Frosty Fausting, all that kind of stuff. But
I can see that.
I definitely think that it'll be big enough that they'll probably have their own pro circuit that is run pretty much like the same way, like with the circuit points and everything. And I think that would probably be like the healthiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, but that's the biggest thing about it. It's like how are they gonna handle the pro scene? I mean, if they do handle like Tekken and Street Fighter, then perfect. The game is gonna thrive for the next 5 years. But now it's gonna be also the thing like how they're gonna handle the longevity of it, or like. You know, are they gonna make like how Tekken 7 went to 8 or Street Fighters like are they gonna make a 2XKO 2? Like now that's also the biggest question is how the longevity they're gonna handle it. Are they gonna make it longer or are they just gonna keep reusing it like what? Like Dragon Ball Fighters has it, where it's the same thing over and over. It's been like I think now it's reached like 10 years where it's just been a competitive game. Surprisingly, it's lasted this long, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But it's still an Evo and all that stuff, so again, that's longevity is a big thing about that game.
To be honest, I highly doubt that they would make a 2XKO 2 because just like any other game like Valorant, League of Legends, it's gonna be free to play. It's not like you're gonna be buying the game, and I just think they're just gonna keep adding things to the game as it grows progressively. Thankfully, it's not gonna be like Street Fighter or Tekken where you had to pay $60 to buy the game. And then you literally have to just buy another game a few years later once they make another one. That's what I'm actually pretty excited for to see what they're going to do with it because it's going to be a big fighting game, but it's also going to be free to play. So I'm very curious to see how their monetization, how they're going to do it. It's probably going to be like skins, just like Valorant and League of Legends, where they're going to rely on that. I mean, we did see a battle pass in the alpha lab, so I'm very curious to see how that goes and what happens with it, but I do know there was some also concerns. I don't know if you guys saw the post with League of Legends. I think they removed like
the
loot boxes. That made a lot of people mad. That question like a lot of things.
I think they just posted something today. It has like 400 likes and 300 comments, and I'm like, holy shit, they're getting cooked.
Yeah, they are. So hopefully before that doesn't affect 2XKO. That's what I'm hoping because a lot of people think, oh, is this gonna affect 2XKO? So I'm just hoping that's not the case, but I believe it'll have a bright future. I just think they need to do a better job of, hyping the game up more considering it's coming out this year. If not, just tell us it's going to get delayed at least, give us that, like, because everyone's expecting
just
the game
put something on the calendar.
Yeah, we need a roadmap. We need literally a roadmap of what's going on. That's what we need. And it's just very hard to tell because like I'm on the Reddit and I see people literally like this game is not going to come out this year, it's going to get delayed, and it's like very negative. I'm like, dude, like I understand their frustration, but at the same time it's also like they need to do a better job communicating with us. You don't want to get that negativity. You want to hype people up for the game. It's not a good thing to get people already saying, is this game going to get delayed? They're not telling us anything, I think it's very important as a company to explain that to the players. But I'm still hopeful, but today's little update, which I'm sure you guys will check out on Twitter after the podcast, it definitely shattered my heart a little bit. So
yeah, it was kind of hard to get into the first alpha lab too. I think we had to
Yeah.
Beige had to get codes for us from like his friend who got like an extra one or something.
Yeah, I think like every person who got in had 2 codes. So Beige got it. I think Bahru, you gave us a code, no?
I
I think you gave us the code for one of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, one of
I
us
only
was
was
able to
Beige
give
got
We were
one.
all able to get in. But like, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, it was hard. But I think now, wait, we don't, I mean, I'm guessing you don't need the code anymore if we got in once, right?
You don't. Yeah, you should be able to access the second alpha lab. They told us that if you had access to the first one, then you're pretty much guaranteed to be in the second
okay.
one.
So
too.
so at least
So-
we'll get to play it again. At
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
it's not like you got to re-roll the lottery for it. Like
It was so tiring to write your name, write your email again, and sign up. I'm like, I'm done. Just let me know. I don't want to do this all over again.
but
So,
yeah.
but I get it. Hopefully, yeah. But yeah, that's it for Evo. I mean, we're all gonna be in Vegas for Evo, so we'll see about that. We'll see how it is. I mean, me and Danny said we'd unironically sign up for the Tekken portion of Evo.
oh yeah. I'm
And-
playing. There's
Yeah,
not
but we
a
have to make a bet. We have to make a bet on who, like, how
More
far it is further.
gambling.
No, we have to make a bet on who gets further in Tekken, though. Like in the
I
pool.
can't wait. You gotta
gotta-
be
we gotta-
shirtless, running around the Evo, running around the convention center shirtless now. That's what you gotta do if you don't.
we don't wanna
If
get
you're
kicked out,
not,
you know?
yeah, if you lose your thing before the other people do while you're on the stage, you just gotta take your shirt off and run around.
Ooh, if any of us make the main stage and we like win like an intense game, we have to take off our shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just start going, start whipping
Okay.
it everywhere. You know what I mean?
I got you.
yeah, like a Chippendale.
Oh, exactly.
But
yeah.
all
Thank you for
right.
coming on, Borrow.
Is
Thank
there
you.
anything you want to
wanna
plug while you're here?
Follow me on Twitter, BarroCX, and follow me on Twitch. I stream pretty much every day. I will be streaming a lot of more online tournaments. So if you guys are interested, please stop by and drop a follow. Thank you guys for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Of course.
So,
Take care, guys.
All right.
Alright, take
we
care,
will
guys.
see everyone
Bye-bye.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.